Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Really appreciate it, and we'll get right into this, guys. Um, you're watching this thinking, is now a good time to buy or sell? Is it? It's a great question, and it's honestly one we get so much. Hi, I'm Adam Hagen-Stein. I'm a licensed real estate professional in the state of Ohio. Myself and my team, HSRE Group, we have been helping folks right here in Columbus and in Cincinnati since 2020. We have one very simple goal, very simple goal. Make the entire process from start to finish as smooth and stress-free and maybe even fun as humanly possible. So in this video, we're going to tackle that $1 million question, the one that keeps us up at night, the one that we question, that strikes that fear in us every single day. Is now a good time to buy or sell a home? Look, I'll answer it for you real quick. We'll go 2-minute video for you. You can stop watching after this. Yes. I'm going to tell you yes. 100% of the time. Now, you're going to ask me about 10,000 more questions to go along with that. So, it's a yes, but it's ultimately, does it make sense for you? Does it match? Is now the right time to match your goals, your dreams, your future plans? Does it make sense for you in your situation? Okay. I can give you stats until the cows come home as to why today is the best day to buy a house compared to yesterday, and definitely better than tomorrow. Okay, I can tell you 100 different stats, but I'm not. Okay, because ultimately comes down to you. There's your answer. So you tell me, is it a right time? Is it the right time for you to buy a home? But hey, so you're here and I just answered the question for you, real plain and simple. But I do have some other things I do want to share with you. But before we get into that, I need you to do me a huge favor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, because I do tons of videos just like this one to help people exactly like you go through this journey, educated, with confidence, with knowledge. Knowledge is power. And you want every bit of power you can have when you go to that negotiation table. Trust me, you do. Power is leverage. You want leverage when you start to negotiate, okay? Best way you can get that power, get that knowledge, get that leverage, like, subscribe, and watch a ton of other videos that will kind of talk about some of those concepts in this video, but we got so many more that will help get you more information, okay? So let's get back to this. So you're asking, is now a good time to buy or sell a home? I told you straight up yes. But now you're probably like, well, Adam, you got to give us a little bit more than that. Like, you can't just go off of what some random realtor says, okay? Well, here, I'll give you some information, all right? So let's talk about on the buy side. Why is right now a good time to buy? Why? So all of the information we're going to talk about is based off of information in 2025. We're recording this video in October of 2025, so fourth quarter of 2025, all right? Emphasis recorded in 2025. So all the information is from 2025 and previous. Okay, we got that. So on the buy side, why is it a good time? Why? You've been sitting on the sidelines for God only knows how long. So you want a sign? Here's your sign. Here's your sign. There's your smack in the butt. It's now, all right? Why? Inventory has been growing steadily, okay? For the first time in many years, we're seeing a meaningful jump in the number of homes available. Inventory levels are up significantly year over year. What does this mean for you as the buyer? You as the buyer. It means you have more choices because there's more houses. You have more negotiation power, and just maybe a little less of that intense lightning fast pressure we saw in previous years. You know, like when you had to tour a home with 10 other people touring the home, and you had to make a decision as you're walking out the door if you're writing an offer, and if you're writing an offer, you're literally sending it 5 minutes after you toured the house because they're about to make a decision in 15 minutes. Yeah, that pressure, not so much anymore. It's a little calm now in the market. At least in my markets. Other markets, it could be different, okay? But I can speak of the Columbus and Cincinnati markets. Outside of that, you're gonna need to find a local realtor in there to watch their videos. But if you're looking in Columbus and Cincinnati, I'm your guy. So another great reason right now, if you're a buyer and you're thinking about is it the time? Interest rates are stabilizing. Yes, interest rates are higher than they were a few years ago. Significantly higher, double, okay? We know that. But what's exciting is that they have stabilized in the low 6s to low 7s, in that range, okay? And as we head into the end of 2025, the stability is key. It allows you to budget confidently. Plus, we always say this, you date the rate and you marry the house. The rate can be temporary, the house, you marry it. You fall in love with that neighborhood, that tree-lined street. The school districts are amazing and always have been for 40, 50 years. You're close to that favorite workout place. Your parents live 2 blocks over, okay? You found the perfect house. That rate, we just gotta make it work. Sorry, but if that means you gotta cut Starbucks out, sorry, Starbucks. Look, you can always refinance later when rates drop back down a little bit, all right? But you can't refinance the perfect neighborhood or the perfect layout. Getting a great house is the priority right now. So, all right, let's pause. Let's do, what are some takeaways from what we just talked about? All right, guys. If you've been pre-approved and are ready to jump on a great opportunity, this market gives you the space to breathe and negotiate. You've got some leverage, you got some power, okay? So what do you need to do? Right now, if you're thinking about buying, and your first time buying or second time, whatever, you've been through it, your homework is to talk to a fantastic local lender. Yeah, have a conversation with a lender, please. So then you can figure out your financial situation. You gotta be able to pay for it before you should even think about falling in love with it. Okay? Now you're probably asking, well, what lender who should I call, Adam? Okay. You don't have someone you've worked with or are comfortable with, or someone you know. My contact information is below in the pinned comment and in the description of the video here. Reach out. HagensteinRealEstate.com. Okay? I partner with amazing lenders that serve Ohio and many, many other states too. Okay? I'm happy to refer you to them or them to you. Happy to. Okay? I'm a realtor, not a lender. I will never speak specifically of any lending anything. Speak with a lender. All right? So that's kind of why it's a great time to buy. Now, let's flip. Now you're thinking about selling, or maybe you own a home, you want to buy one, but you own a home and you're like, well, I think I have equity. Yeah, you do. All right, so this next part is we're talking to the sellers. All right, the sellers out there. For you amazing sellers, I know some of you probably are loving your 3% interest rate, and I'm jealous. I am. I miss it. I loved my 3%. But if you're wondering if you missed the peak that peak of when we could sell for the absolute most. I'm going to tell you right now, we haven't reached the peak. You haven't. No. Here's why selling right now is still a huge powerhouse move. Okay. Prices are still strong. The markets are still seeing healthy appreciation. Median sales prices, average sales prices are up in both Columbus and Cincinnati markets by around 3.5% to 5% just compared to last year. So if you bought something last year, on average right now, your home is worth 3 to 5% more. That's a pretty kick-butt return on investment. The strong growth means your equity is likely robust. It is. Even with slightly higher inventory, well-priced homes that are move-in ready are still seeing fierce competition and strong offers. So if you were to sell your home right now, there'd be less competition. Yes, but Adam, you just said inventory's been going up. I know. But not astronomically. It hasn't been going from 1,000 to 10,000. It's been going steadily up, slowly. Been doing little rungs of the ladder up. Okay? And that's great, because now that means we're getting more buyers that are getting back interested because it's less of a competition than it was in 2020. So many of you homeowners are still sitting on incredible amounts of equity. I promise you, you are. Okay? But now you're probably thinking, well, if I sell my home, now I'm gonna have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for my next house. Well, yeah, it's gonna be likely more than it would have been 10 years ago, but it's gonna be the right house that makes sense. You're not just gonna sell just because you wanna sell. Oh, I'm just done with the house, I don't know what I want. You're gonna sell for a reason. We're gonna find that reason. We gotta find that house. So in order to do that, we have some great strategies, like leveraging that robust amount of equity to potentially buy before you sell, or structuring closing dates that'll give you plenty of time. All right? We've got lots of options. Promise you, we have tons and tons of options for you. All right? So that was a lot. That was a lot. So look, sellers, if you've built up a significant equity since 2020, say you bought in 2020 or just before, you did. You built up an exorbitant amount of equity, most cases, all right? It's honestly, it's time. It's time to convert that wealth into your next life stage. Or just convert that wealth. You need to talk to somebody about what you can do with the equity in your home. Best place to start is with a mortgage lender. Goes back to what I was telling our buyers that were just watching. If you don't know someone, I do. I'm happy to connect you with one. Okay? Absolutely. Whew. That was a good amount of information for everybody, for both buyers and sellers. Okay? So I think I need to change the question for you. It's no longer, is now a good time to buy or sell a home, but is now a good time to buy or sell a home for me? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Okay, moving's not easy. It's stressful. No matter how easy I can make it for you, it's going to be a challenge. Just is. Okay, but it is so worth it. You don't own a home and you never have, I promise you, all the pain and stresses of dealing with home ownership are worth it. Promise you. Okay, so don't let that hold you back. And Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I promise you, I won't let you be homeless. I've answered your fears, guys. So what's holding you back now? There's your question. That's the question that you need to ask yourself. What's holding you back from doing this? Thank you for watching. I hope this has brought you some information, some guidance, some courage, and some encouragement, some confidence, okay? If you have more questions, put some comments down below, shoot me a message, jump on the website, give me a call, shoot me an email. However you like to communicate, I'm here for you. Again, guys, I'm Adam Hagen-Stein, licensed real estate professional in the state of Ohio. My team and I were happy to help you. Now, you watch it to the end, you have to like, you have to, it's a rule. Like, subscribe, and now you gotta share. Thank you, talk to you very soon.